Hello, everyone. Welcome to Final Show Films. I am your executive producer, Sen, and I am here to thank you for watching. I would like to especially thank our Patreons at patreon.com/fsfilms, particularly our $25 supporters, those being Elle, Cutwater Flame, Trevian Alexander, and Samantha Bates, without whom we would not be able to do this. And for those of you watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy if you can.
No.
And we're live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran Terra Shadowfront. I am Sen, your game master for the evening, and joining me tonight is Nikki.
Hi everyone, it's me, Nikki. I'll be your Goblin Rogue Scuzz. Unfortunately, one of his arms got broken in a wayward skating accident. Don't worry about it. But he has enough arm to throw a bouquet or catch a bouquet at today's wedding. Very excited about it.
I feel like you can catch it with your mouth.
He could probably catch it with his mouth.
Shark dive.
Yeah.
Situation.
He can open his mouth very wide.
I feel like Scuzz could catch it with his feet.
He could probably catch it with his feet.
And also, Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Titania Valkorian, Archdruid of the Grim Harvest and Eladrin here.
And Eladrin here.
Yes. So they're gonna get less and less coherent.
And Craig.
Good evening. The universe is monstrously indifferent to the presence of the dwarven way of the drunken master monk and cleric of Marduk that I will be playing. Back to you, Sen.
Name at all.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Vespia, Tiefling Chandler, and I am so close to going into a coughing fit, so please no one make me laugh.
I have really bad news for you.
Well, I gotta go.
And Shawnee.
Hi, I'm Shawnee, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, Dwarven Samurai, who is also going to be going into several coughing fits, but...
And Dakota.
Dakota, I'm playing Ithram Valar, Hobgoblin War Wizard.
And Jack's empty chair.
Yes, hello. I was under my desk contemplating the endless eons of the universe that will not know my presence nor care that I ever was or am gone. I am playing Gent Minar, who is currently contemplating the secret world of guns and the violence inherent in such a dimension, should it exist in theory or in reality. He is a half-elf spell slinger. Back to whoever is in charge of our meaningless existences.
The world of guns isn't all that secret, actually.
I was about to say he's just contemplating the Daka dimension.
This is a Daka dimension.
I would like to see more Daka.
We will not this week be joined by Jeremy or Elena, Alana, though that's been a consistent one. And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights and human rights, and this stream is powered by Sirenscape. When last we left off, Ithram, or Vespia proposed to Ithram, who then left Sable behind as they teleported the rest of the party to Desolation to get married. And we learned that
Conscious choice.
we learned that the traditional wedding ceremony of the tribes of Desolation, or at least of the Dusk Breach Legion, is either a week-long celebration and festivities, or fight your warlord. And Ithram, being of a speedy bent, is going to have to fight his dad. Which is where we pick up. Not with fighting, but with the dad. As the group of you are standing with Ked and Elvira, having just accepted this, and gestures have gone up, signals have gone out. The Legion is is at work putting together a sort of a quick makeshift Colosseum-esque in some of the soft dirt and grass of what is the only grassy area of Desolation, in the shadow of the Titan's skull, which the last time you were here, you were sneaking into it to teleport into a prison realm. Fortunately, you're not doing so now. As we pick up, Ked, having just sent off a signal, looks over. Ithrim, would you walk with me, please?
Of course.
And he gestures
He'll
into,
pat Vespia's hand and say, "I'll be right back."
and he takes off, heading sort of towards one of the higher rise areas as the Legion bursts into activity around you.
Mm-hmm.
As he as you get to one of the higher platforms, walking in relative silence as you're going, it strikes you as not for the first time, but definitely again. For all the muscle that you have put on over the years and the serious amount of abs that you are currently sporting, you're always sort of struck by the sheer size of your father's torso. Like, he is still twice as wide as you. And his arms are these sort of like corded, they're almost like, they remind you of young trees, basically, even though he has this weird, like, odd, heavily muscled, emaciated look. Like, there is so little fat on him that he looks unhealthy, but you know the power in those arms. Mm-hmm. And as you get to a point where you're sort of overlooking the camp as a whole and watching the very rapid construction taking place, he just sort of folds his arms. And you can see he's sort of contemplating as he's trying to figure out. He's trying to. You've known your father for a long time, and he's never been a particularly good talker. He's charismatic, but he's not good at, like, speeching. And so you can tell he's trying to figure out how to say something.
I've never seen you attempt to dance around something. Is there something you wish to ask?
No, it's something I need to tell you. Just trying to figure out the best way.
Directly seems to work well for our family.
He nods. I am glad that you decided to take the short way. For more than one reason. One, I'm glad to see you finally taking an interest in another person, more than academically. And two, it has been a while since we have crossed blows, as it were. I'm interested to see how strong you've gotten.
I hope to make a proud display.
He reaches out and with like one finger just jabs right where your mark is, hidden under your outfit. Kultir sees the value in strength of all kinds, not just the strength of arms. And his power, his blessing, is meant to enhance the gifts that we all have. For you, gives you the body that can withstand the power your mind can bring. And he sort of reaches back and he sort of slaps a hand on the side of his chest. And as he does, you see a mark that is identical to the one on your chest appears and glows softly. And to me, he gives a body that will never lose in direct combat. Different forms of strength. I am the spear. You are the shield. These are both valuable. Do not lose sight of that.
I do not intend to.
I tell you this because I have been called to battle. Not as warlord in the Duskreach, but as champion of Galtier. After tonight, I'll be leaving the Legion in your mother's hands and going to battle.
Do you know where?
You know where.
I do.
I do not doubt my ability to aid our god. However, I do not know what waits for me on the other side of this.
Fiends in the employ of the usurper Ternalian.
Oh yes.
He
I'm aware of the battlefield. It's the outcome. But I do not know. We cannot all be a spear. And so, as I am thrown at the heart of our enemy, you and your allies must prepare to receive the counterblow. He reaches out and puts that massive arm on your shoulder. I am proud of you, Ether. Every day. You do not have my strength. You do not need it. You have your mother's brain. You are wise and smart beyond your years. That is your weapon. Use it to shield your allies well. Do not misplace it. Am I understood?
Yes, and he clasps on his forearm.
Then he shifts that hand up to the side of your head and just sort of cups the, again, massive hand, even as large as you are, holds the entire side of your face. I am always proud of you. No matter where I am or where you are. Your mother is too.
I'm proud to call you father as well. You have always been an unstoppable force to reckon with on the battlefield. I'm sure this will be no different. You have led one of the finest legions in Desolation. And armies quake when you step onto the field. This should be no different.
Well, I should hope so. But at the very least, Gosiana he says as he holds his hand out. And he holds his other hand out, and you watch as this red crystal just bursts almost out of his skin and extends rapidly before he grasps and crushes it. And as he does, this dark metal spear that looks very much like the figure on the mark on your both on your chest and on your arm just manifests. Oceana, Spear of Koltir. At the very least, I'll be returning it to the god who loaned it to me so many years ago.
May it serve you well.
But first, he says, pointing it not directly at you, but just past your ear. First, it will test your metal. And he hefts it back over his shoulder. Two who bear the mark of Koltir will trade blows today. Not to the death, but I expect you to give me all you've got.
And you as well.
Oh, you will feel it. He lets go and the spear vanishes.
Right.
Go. Spend the day with your friends and your lover. We'll see you in the evening when the arena is ready.
Thank you. I will.
He claps you on the shoulder again and just turns to look out and watch the Legion.
Yeah, Ithram will take his leave and meet back up with Vespia and if the rest of the group, if they haven't splintered off.
The rest of you, after Ked and Ithram left, Avira basically told you all that it'll be ready, and basically the arena. You'll be able to watch the arena go up. Anyone that wants to help can, but otherwise, just sit, relax, have food, and you'll know when it's time. And then she goes off to do the leading that she typically does. Leaving you all to yourselves. Are you all just hanging around in the same place until Ithram gets back, or are you doing anything else?
Scuzz would go up to Grumman and be like, several mushed flowers in hand, whatever food he grabbed off the banquet table in his other, and say, hey, Dad.
Well, hey, lad. What can I do? Oh, look at those. Those are nice.
Thank you, I'm the flower goblin. I wanted to talk with you now that we have like a little bit of free time. There's a wedding happening, and I realized that you had asked me a question like ages ago, and I just remembered. I do that sometimes. I remember conversations, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't answer that. So I'm gonna answer it. It was about how I lived so many lives.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it too much, but I'm not the first Scuzz. I don't know if I'm the first Scuzz in this world, but I'm certainly not the first Scuzz to ever exist. I've apparently been like resurrected a bunch of times. I'm always a goblin. I've always got my goblin dog. But like the area is different. Sometimes I wear a pretty dress. Sometimes I have a gun for an arm. Sometimes I look like a cool elf, but on the inside I'm a goblin.
Can I roll insight to see if Scuzz believes this or is pulling my leg?
Roll an inside check.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll an inside check.
23.
You have never seen Scuzz more serious in your entire life.
Okay. Grumman sort of takes a moment and thinks and nods and says, well, at first I thought you were telling me you weren't the first being or even the first goblin named Scuzz, and that you were probably right on that, but that sounds like a huge burden to carry with you.
Yeah. This also isn't apparently the first time I've remembered that I've been made again so many times. And I can't figure out if it's like I know it's the gods doing it, but I can't tell if it's them playing a joke or if they have some greater goal for me every time they do this.
Maybe they just like you.
Why would they make me a goblin? Why would they make me go back every time when all my friends are dead?
Well, I mean, they make you a goblin because it suits you, or you suit it, or you're a good person and a good goblin, and that seems well. I mean, you'd be be a wonderful dwarf, be a wonderful anything else, but maybe that's the shape of your soul, and you keep coming back even though your friends are dead to make new ones, to make new family. If you hadn't come back, I'd have one less son, and I'd be that much sadder for it.
I don't think I've ever gotten adopted in any of my other lives, so that is something that's pretty exciting.
Well, that's pretty. I've never had. There may have been many Scuzzes before, but I've never had a son named Scuzz. So you may not be new to the universe, but you're new to me, and make my life better for it. And I'd hope that when I'm gone, you come back and make somebody else's life better too. And I hope each time you come back, like I said, you make my life better, you make other people's life better. But the thing I'd like you to remember, lad, is I hope you always make your own life better too, each time. You don't have to,
Yeah.
you don't have to have any kind of greater purpose. Just be good to yourself, be good to others, and have a damn fun time being here. Now, you could wonder about it, of course, but no reason not to enjoy it if you can.
I just think it'd be nice to, come back when I guess I want to, rather than, say, when a god wants to. I don't know how they work. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I only met like 2 gods, and one was a goblin god, and he was really mean and kind of scary, and but then I got kicked up to like a sun god. He seemed nice. I think he's the one that kind of started all this, though. I don't know.
Well, different people have different opinions on gods. I mean, I'm sort of new to the whole religion thing.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I've dabbled in it over the years, but I mean, Sin, who's been traveling with us and went off on their own. I mean, do get me wrong, Sin's a right arsehole, but I mean, they fucking hate the gods. Okay too, so you can wonder about it, or you can question them. You can just make a reserve if you want to, that the next time you're back, I don't know if you have any memory of it, but you could just make sure you keep one of them wee little knives tucked into your soul or whatever, and just when you get back, you just give them a right old jab right in the giblets.
I think I will. I think I'm gonna pull a little soul knife in my soul and hold on to that. And the next time I see a god, I'm going to demand answers.
It's just in. We're casting Scuzz as Pixie of the X-Men pretty soon. Soul knife, yeah, I'm down for it.
A little soul knife in your soul, not to put too fine a point on it.
But I just wanted to let you know that's the answer to that question. I don't know how long that's been burned in the back of your mind. Sorry for waiting so long to answer that.
It's all right. It's all a bit of a grease fire back there anyway. So
Yeah.
I never like to pry. That's not true. I love to pry, but I never I never expect anyone to actually answer me. So thank you, lad. I'm glad that you felt comfortable to share, and if there's anything I can do, I mean, it kind of sort of gestures out to the others who are, I guess, sort of some of whom at least are still nearby, and says, I mean, look at us. We're all out here looking to fight some gods and save some other gods and kill some other gods and learn how to punch them right in the face. So why not take yours down with them? I just
Yeah.
argue for staying.
Argue for staying, and if I want to come back, I come back because I want to, not because some big sun-headed dude in the sky thought it'd be a fun idea to throw a goblin back down.
Hey, what about those soul coins? You mentioned you carried around some friends in there. Is there a way you could, when it's your time and you're ready, is there a way you could trap yourself in there so you don't have to go off anywhere, and you could stay back behind? Or is that not the sort of, I don't know how any of that works.
I don't know. I don't even really know how it works sometimes. It's like usually I just kind of reach out and say, no, I need your help still, and that kind of makes them into the coin, and then I get to have them help me out later, but not I don't know if I can do it. But if I die, I'll try to stick around as a coin.
Maybe you could try to teach, if it's something you'd like to do, maybe you could try to teach me.
Sure, I can teach you how to pick a lock and keep a coin and run really fast.
All right, we need to go find someone and kill them. And
that was literally my next statement.
We do have to go kill somebody. Somebody with a soul in them.
That very rarely seems to be a problem for us. Sort of a target-rich environment generally, but yeah, next time, you show me if there's a certain style or anything. I'll just try to keep people around, and we can work on it. That'd be sort of a fun project, killing people, taking their souls.
And in case you're wondering, at least for us, goblin funerals are kind of like, you make a giant pyre and you're surrounded by food, and then you burn the little goblin, and if the fire gets bigger, it means that they made it to goblin heaven. If the fire dies down, you need to light another fire.
Okay. I'll remember that. But, you're much younger than I am, so I'm probably going to go first. Just huck me in the ocean.
Okie dokie.
You can keep a little bit of my beard if you want to. You don't have to.
I'll put it in one of my coins, because I'll definitely steal your soul.
Yeah, I don't know about that part.
Ask you for one more bit of advice, and then I'll set you free.
All right, that we can do. Oh, actually, if you have my soul, could I talk to other people? I mean, I like talking to you, but I was wondering maybe you could trap it. I could go home and say goodbye, to your brothers and sisters, and to your ma and so on. And both your mas.
I got 2 moms. I'm a part of the alphabet soup. Anyway, I don't think anybody else can hear you, but I can always translate for them. You'll have to teach me Dwarvish.
This is when Ithram comes back, by the way.
Ithram comes back, and it's because it's like, I have flowers for the wedding.
Oh, thank you. He just holds on to them awkwardly.
No, Scott doesn't hand it to him. I gotta drop him in front of Vespia when she walks down the aisle.
Oh.
Grumman pats Scuzz on the shoulder and just stands there looking proud.
When Ithram's father took him off, Vespia's following his mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's sort of going
Gonna
off
die.
to. She's going off to sort of direct people around the construction of the construction of the arena.
What is her name? Because I keep forgetting.
Avira.
Avira, thank you. Vespia will walk over. Avira,
She looks back over at you. Yes.
I understand that this was very quick and that you don't know me. But please understand that I love Ithram. And I intend to take care of him.
She's sort of like the look on her face has not changed since you started talking to her. Vespia is not
Yes.
what I think. Just what matters is what you and my son think of each other. Don't be so overly concerned with my feelings.
Well, you're very important to Ithram, so
And he's very important to me, and we do not agree on nearly anything. That is family. You are both adults. You make your own choices. I am an old woman.
you're not that old.
I am an old woman. With bones of earth and fire in my veins. I am stuck in my ways and my opinions, they don't matter. Not today, not to you. Do not concern yourself. As to my face, it's stuck this way. I once scowled so hard at an Ifriti that he cursed me to have a permanent beach face. I killed him, but... And she gives you the slightest grin that tells you you don't know if she's telling the truth or not.
Yeah.
What's this?
Also, would you mind explaining to me what exactly is going to happen this evening?
Well, my son and my husband are going to fight each other until one of them is unconscious. Or until Cat is satisfied.
Wonderful.
It's an old ritual. Dusk Reach.
Okay.
It's meant to weed out the people who get married in haste. Either you spend the week feasting and drinking with your friends and family and take that time to look internally and decide if you really want to get married to the person you're about to get married to. Or you stand in front of Ked and decide if receiving the beating you're about to receive is worth getting married. And if you go through with it, then it must be. Or you're very much a fool. But so far, 99% success rate. I'm just like looking at Dakota's face at the moment.
We don't talk about that one.
Well, thank you for allowing us to get married here and for putting things together so quickly.
Again, nothing to thank. Your decision, my son's, not mine.
And she will walk back.
As you, she'll just watch you go for a minute, then turn and start directing again. This like Reed player is really fucking going ham right now.
It's great.
There's this one hobgoblin guy off to the side, just going full Jethro Tull. Right?
Mhm, mhm.
Everybody in the Legion takes their role seriously.
Hobgoblin bards play consistently with Road to El Dorado energy.
Phil Collins energy on the Tarzan soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah. I have
I
a
need
question.
to get more flowers.
Yes.
I can make some more, Spez.
They need to be very pretty and match Vespia's whole aura and vibe.
Okay. I was actually gonna look around really quick. Because the weird portal thing that was here is gone. I have a question. This part of Desolation is like actually has like greenery and things, right?
Yeah.
How big of an area is it?
It's like a small like inlet. Like there's enough space.
Okay.
There's enough space for the Legion, and a little bit of extra, but not a whole lot.
Okay.
Like you could
And-
you could probably put like a 1,000-person village here. So
Okay.
not a super like a lot of space, but a lot of space.
Uh-huh. And like looking around since well, everyone was having conversations, does it look like anything here has been affected by all of the terrible Taram nonsense? Has that not spread over
no-
here yet?
Not to this particular location, no.
Okay. All right. I'm if it's going to be a while, I'm going to try and do something to make sure this stays green here for a while. In case. And I'm gonna start casting plant growth, the long version.
Okay. What does it look like when you do
So-
that now?
I think ugh,
Walks around sprinkling bones on stuff.
Just grinding up bone meal, spreading
I
around.
mean
Minecraft style, yeah.
sort of. I think she's like walking around and like kind of checking various places and like going down and like, oh, we gotta bury something right here, and then kind of continuing around. So it's like a long process, and she's just kind of like going back and forth.
Okay.
It's similar. She's done this before. After. Oh, what Jeremy character was that died? The knight.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, Ariel?
Yes.
Yeah, when
Ariel
Ariel
was the first one.
Yeah.
Ariel, because when Kalerna died running at
Yeah.
at
Yeah, that was not
Kamalian.
Clarinet. It was Ariel. It was Ariel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like similar kind of it's more complicated than that, and like she's definitely basically doing more this time, but it is a similar like effect. It's just not like concentrated.
Yeah, if you cast a spell over 8 hours, you enrich the land. All plants in a half-mile radius and
Yeah.
at a point within range become enriched for 1 year. The plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested, etc. You're
And we
making
get some
the
flowers out of that.
you're making the small little
Yes.
like the only bit of greenery in Desolation. You're making it a little bit more green and vibrant.
I'm trying to
Oddly,
start an oasis.
as you start like sort of like moving around and tending to the grass, what you actually notice is that as more grass starts to begin to sprout sort of under your feet, and the native grass here is actually bluish green. Like it goes from like this blue, it starts off blue and then lightens up to this sort of teal green color. So
Oh.
as you start walking, it's actually this blue grass, which explains why one hobgoblin has a banjo, under your feet.
You're muted, Craig. We didn't hear that one.
I'm disappointed.
I just said yeah. In contrast, I'm here to even Jack out because I enjoyed that very much. So.
But yeah, there is new life beginning to grow.
Yep.
So, Ithram, you rejoin the others.
We have some time before the arena is built. If you'd like, we could find a tent to rest in. I know we were in the middle of, well, nearing the end of our night, but if there's anybody you would like to visit or any place we would like to see while you're here, I know Vespia's, she's not back yet. Maybe.
Yeah, no, we'll see.
I don't know. Am I back yet? Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Your conversation did not last nearly as long as the walk and the kids' conversation.
You've only been here the once on the short introduction. I could introduce you to more of my family before the fight.
That would be nice.
Has been a year, so I'd like to check up on my siblings.
What's the quality of your forges here? I don't know if you keep. I assume you have some method of making equipment while you're mobile, but.
Yeah, we have mobile blacksmith.
Yeah,
we have found enough smiths.
I'm curious if I might be able to see if the equipment's up to par for working some of the adamantine we've gathered.
yeah. I mean, your mother is your mother is effectively like, if you were to assign elemental types to mages, your mother is an earth mage. So working metal is definitely within Dusk. Like, working metal is one of the Dusk Reach's fortes. So if anybody amongst the legions would have that capability, it's probably yours. If not, oh, did you give me that list of the other legion names, by the way? Because I keep forgetting what they are.
I will get that to you in a minute.
Yeah. There might be one or two other legions that would have similar capabilities, but Dusk Reach is pretty much where you're going to look for blacksmiths.
Okay.
I'd like to see, if nothing else, I'd like to get most of our adamantine smelted down into ingots for proper use later.
Oh, I can give you a hand.
Yes, because we had.
Yes, all the adamantine that you have back on the ship.
We have a significant amount of it in bags of holding.
No, it was all in the cargo hold, as far as I recall.
I have some fingers that are worth, or ingots or fingers, whatever, 500 gold worth.
Yeah.
For my spells.
I could have sworn we had separated out the stuff that would be ours into bags of holding and left the rest for them, because that was their share of it.
You had separated it all out in the cargo bay. I don't know that it wouldn't all fit in your bags of holding, because bags of holding are not infinite.
Yeah,
you had a lot.
Yeah, we did have a lot.
Yeah, I don't think there's. In fact, the chunks that you have are so large, getting any individual one of them into a bag of holding would be a challenge in and of itself, unless you hammered them down into smaller pieces. But and you didn't really you didn't have the tools to really do a lot of that. You what you had done, as I recall, you had fabricated a makeshift adamantine hammer and chisel, and then you sort of set it aside to deal with later. And then you went down to Coral Home, and so didn't deal with it at all that entire time. Understandably. No, as far as I'm aware, you don't have any in bags of holding outside of whatever spell components Ithra might have.
All right, I'll deal with that another time then.
Ithram, do you have any clergy hereabouts to whom I could speak, so I could brush up on things before the wedding, just to make sure that officiating will go? I just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Yes, if you check the spotting pits, that's where you'll find the priests.
Perfect. Oh, so much in common already. Well, you two, and he points to Ithram and Vespia, had better get some sleep. And then turns and walks out. Stops, turns. So where are the sparring pits?
And I'll.
Yeah, you would have got a good you would have got a good look at
yeah.
it from the hill where you spoke with your dad. So.
Mm-hmm. I'll if you go down this path right here, you take one right, second left, and then one more right.
Perfect. All right, well, I'm off. Everybody get some good rest. Anyone wants to come with me? Probably have time for some scrapping before the morning. We'll wait and see if anybody comes, and then
the fight's in the evening. By the way, it's going to be in a couple hours.
Yes.
Because it was morning when you guys teleported over, or no, it was evening when you teleported over.
Yeah, we were. It was
you
right before
you hadn't yet had a long rest.
Yep.
And so and then you
gonna go cool, guys.
So you
go super good.
We'll say there's enough time if you start resting now. There's enough time for a long rest for anyone that wants it. But yeah, Drummond, you go. Is anybody going to go with Drummond? Titania, you're sort of dealing with plants right now.
I'm casting. I'm gonna be busy casting the whole time.
You're spending this entire long rest casting plant growth.
Yep.
Anyone going with Drummond? God, just that one bar. Just
I can't picture anything other than one hobby. I'm like,
yeah, just fucking going at it,
going nuts.
It's a celebration.
Yeah, hell yeah. Get it.
It's not in this notebook. Okay.
He's just up in a tree somewhere, just hammering on a pipe. Alright, so Drummond, you head to the sparring pits.
Mm-hmm.
Make a religion check for me.
Yep. That checks. I got a 2.
You don't learn much, mostly because the adherents of Kultir here aren't really like clerics. They are at best paladins. At worst divine soul sorcerers kind of thing. Like they're not the kind of people that have that you find speak with. They're not the kind of people that have like regimented study of their particular faith. It's mostly just they can pass on their traditions.
Is it fair to say that they have a similar approach to religion as Grumman does?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Very much similar.
So he probably has a great evening, learns nothing of import.
Exactly. Like you enjoy your time, you learn fuck all.
And what you're learning is that Ithram is an outlier in some circles.
Loses track, and then at the last minute realizes it's coming up on the wedding. They start singing, "For God's sake, get me to the pits on time."
Anyone else doing anything?
Ithram will just take Vespia on a tour and introduce her to his siblings, Deirdre, Kadan, and Viara.
Deirdre, who is helping with the construction. Large, beefy orc hobgoblin woman. She very clearly takes after Ked as far as size. The other two definitely look more in line with Ithram, the more lean and lanky. And honestly, most of the rest of the hobgoblins, most of the hobgoblins here are lean and lanky. Very few of them are as broad as Ked or Deirdre. But which one was the brother?
Kadan.
Don.
And they're twins.
Yeah. It was brother and sister twins or two brothers?
Yes.
Yeah. Kadan, when you're introduced to Kadan, he is actually in the middle of putting together a contraption of some kind. He's got what for all intents and purposes should be a crossbow, And he is in the middle of affixing a what looks like a large capacity hard box quiver to the bottom of the crossbow with a spring, so that basically the idea is that it'll fire, and as he cocks the as he pulls the lever to cock the firing the bow back, another crossbow bolt will just slot right back up into place. So basically, fire the crossbow, grab a lever, pull back, and as you pull it back, it's ready to fire again. Looks like he's in the middle of doing his best to sort of make a repeating crossbow, as it were.
He built a crossbow with a magazine.
Yeah, kind of. And I don't remember about the other one.
She is a mage,
Right.
like myself and Vera.
Y'all didn't spend a whole lot of time with her the last time you were here with the Legion, I don't
No.
think.
No, we kind of just checked in, made sure that everybody was still good.
Yep.
And yeah.
She is practicing her elemental control, basically. Like she's got a couple of stone elemental spirits that she's just giving lots of tasks to in a row, as she's just sort of practicing her control and hold on them, and they're actually helping. She's actually using them to help construct the arena. So
Impressive. Your conjuration has improved quite a bit.
yes, but he's not quite on the level of mothers yet.
I have learned a new trick I will have to show you soon. Perhaps after the fight.
You'll have to show me.
She's still conscious.
If he's not conscious, I'll just pick him back up.
First, we will wink at him.
But yeah, just hang around for a little moment and use this time as a bit of a short rest if possible.
Okay. Yeah.
So that I can use arcane recovery.
You can need to have a short rest. Honestly, you can probably even with this, you can probably still make a long rest because you're not doing a whole lot. You're just walking around and talking.
Okay.
And then, so long as you spend enough of it resting, and then some working on your spellbook. Tanya. Sorry. Anyone else over the course of the next 8 hours doing anything?
Gen's gonna go down to the forge area, basically anywhere he can find a workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start,
even if she can't work any adamantine at the moment, she's still at home in the forge.
Yep. And he's starting work on something that he's been designing for a while, which is basically effectively would be a multi-time zone timepiece.
Okay. Maybe be a Tinker's Tools check with intelligence.
Okay. And I have an inspiration if this goes terribly. 21. He'll take it.
Okay. How long do you want to spend on this?
Until the fight starts, basically.
Okay, so actually, with a 21, at about 7 hours later, you have a functioning timepiece that has multiple different that can be. It's got three timepieces on a larger one, so it's like 4 clocks all total, and you can basically set all 4 to different times, and they'll keep time relative to themselves rather than to each other. So.
Okay, and he's gonna set the main one for Taram/Desolation, which I feel is probably pretty close to.
Yeah, they're on like the same
at.
time band. Yeah.
Yep. And then the smaller ones are for Swiggle, Everstone, and is Grifftop a different one? Would you say?
Grifftop would not be, but
okay.
What's it? where your mom's at right now.
Yeah. Where
That-
where Titania's grandparents are.
Yeah,
Ah.
that would be another one. That would be one.
That would probably be like
one
an
of-
hour behind.
Yeah,
to
so
on
like
time.
Yep.
yeah, so that would be like an hour behind. Everstone's like an hour ahead.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So those three on the smaller ones.
Yeah, and Swiggle would be
Swiggle would be
Several
several,
Several
probably.
Swiggle is far enough away that it's probably like a good 12-hour. Like it's the other half
Yeah,
of the day,
future.
basically. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all definitely
Kind of antipodal.
y'all
Yep.
lost about 6 hours from where you were at coming back this way because you were 6 hours ahead. So
Just keep circling the globe.
Jet lag's turned into a bitch. Yep. Okay. But yeah. And he's gonna be doing engraving on it and stuff because this is obviously the wedding present.
Yeah, okay. Valdeth, you doing anything in this forge other than just hanging out?
Doesn't have any materials on her.
They do have some there if you want to borrow. Depending on what you want to do. Mostly, you see that they mostly have mostly what they have is ruck steel. Actually, as you're looking around and sort of realizing what they work with, a lot of it is it's hard to tell at first, but it's because it's elementally attuned to earth. But they actually have quite a bit of ruck steel.
My brain is not in a position to think of what she would be working on right now. So
Okay, you work on something. Give me a Smith's check. With either intelligence or constitution.
not strength.
Unless you're trying to like forge something particularly large. More about being able to do a repetitive task for a long period of time, or doing it smart. This particular.
$29.
Right, yeah. So, whenever you think of what you want to do, I'll tell you how much of it you complete. Probably most of it. All right. So, at the end of the rest period, Titania, amidst a verdant blue-green grass field, you can find Skuz.
Okay, and I've tried to collect as many flowers that have cropped up or whatever's lying dormant around here.
Oh, yeah.
And I've managed to like get going. Here's Gus.
Just a
full of-
mountain of flowers in a goblin's hands. I will be the best flower goblin.
Yeah.
There's enough flowers that you can't see Skuz behind them if Skuz is holding
Yeah.
all of them.
Yep. I have blind sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. Like, you can't see Skuz, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a hedge wandering around with goblin feet.
Oh boy, I'm gonna dust some of them off so I can see your eyes.
There's a pretty
Oh, so
shambling mound.
So now it's a hedge with two beady eyes poking out of it.
Hedge
This would be a
goblin.
very good disguise.
I think someone would notice a hedge of flowers wandering around here.
No, they wouldn't. Look, and he just sits down.
God
See?
damn, looks like a shrub.
I'm a bush.
If you didn't know it was Skuz.
I've been
You
here
have
the
a-
whole time.
You're very talented at that. I wanted to ask, do you still want the Mark of Dagoth? You had said something about wanting that in a fight.
Me?
Yeah. I think it was you. It was either
I thought it was
it might have
Grummond.
been Grummond. Was it Grummond?
It's Grummond,
Damn it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
then
no, I'm good.
Okay, then I would be talking to Grummond. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
no, it's
also,
okay. I still have
stopped
your.
and given you.
You gave
the
me
flowers.
flowers. You also gave me
Yeah.
like the thing that makes me like really focused. So
Yes.
That's been
How's-
helping me.
How's the lock going?
I couldn't use it while picking flowers. This seemed more important.
That's fair. You're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
And
I have
that's
to
the
go.
only reason I'm not doing the lock picking is because he's doing flowers.
Excellent. All right.
I'm proud of your ability to
Make sure-
restrain.
Make sure you don't.
He's only got 2 goblin hands.
Make sure you don't crush them all.
As
So
2 goblins.
hold them lightly.
He
He's
can't
going
pick a
to-
lock with his feet.
He's going
Yet.
to teach me to pick locks. Maybe I'll be the one to open it.
Don't no, don't diagram it.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I go find Drummond.
It's not a cursed lock.
Or
Drummond's,
he's
like, right
wandering
there.
around.
Be the
He's
second
right there.
person that's
Um,
supposed to pick
Oh,
up.
well, I don't
like
know.
this.
Actually, maybe he's
Pop.
not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cuz just
I-
wilts in on himself.
Drummond, can I talk to you?
I'll still
Hey.
die.
How are things? Of course.
They've been better. You wanted to. You had asked about having the mark of Dagoth.
I
That-
just seemed, spreading it around a bit might be a good option.
Yeah. Possibly. Why?
Well,
Just because of what we're fighting against
I
soon.
just seemed like it might be a good idea. The more of us that can kind of punch in a god's weight class, the better.
Probably.
And you're so suspicious.
Listen, things have been happening. It's a whole thing.
What are we talking about?
All right.
Tanya used to be so idealistic.
Mm.
Can I roll a Can I roll an insight to see if
Yeah.
can check on this?
Go for it. I'm not gonna roll against it.
Okay, that's a 29.
Oh, excellent. Okay. It's like she's hesitant about this. Kind of. So Drummond's kind of like been keeping an eye on everyone. I feel like that's his vibe. Like he kind of like notices if someone's like off.
Yeah.
She's been a bit off, and also what you're getting right now is I don't know how much I could tell you. It's like
Do you wanna tell me what's going on in Tanya's brain and I'll translate it?
yeah.
Right?
She's yeah. Yeah. She's very like she takes the like being a messenger person, like a having this power very seriously, especially like after Sin's whole thing of like, hey, if something goes wrong here, please help. And she's worried about like if Drummond will use it well.
Okay.
A bit.
Okay.
Because he's a little less on yeah. I don't know if you'd know why, but
Yeah. Drummond sort of pauses and sort of he has a crooked smile and says, I can tell you're worried, and I'd like to flatter myself that it's for my well-being, but I think we both know that you've been through a lot, even more so than the rest of us. And I'm not trying to push. If there's something I need to know, first. I'd like to know, and I really want to know if it's gonna. Well, if it's really gonna fuck me up, I'd like to know that before we start it.
I don't know if it will.
But if it's something that you're not comfortable with for whatever reason, and you can tell me, you can ask me anything that you want to know, but you don't have to. But if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine. We can find all sorts of reasons. But I've been thinking more and more about that recipe, the one with the phoenix feather and the ever ice.
Mm-hmm.
One that the ancient scrolls dictate that it unfucks you up, and I've been thinking more and more that might be for you after all this is done. So if having somebody else swinging away at your side with extra power is helpful, or passing it along would ease a burden, then I'm here. But if somebody else having that power is gonna, you're already looking over both shoulders. You don't need to be trying to look over a third. I don't want to worry you.
It's no, I don't I died for a chance for us to end my uncle, who is draining everything I love out of the city that's my home.
Aye.
And they worry about me. She looks over toward where Velith and Gent are like doing forge stuff.
They love you. Of course they worry about you, but I know how much of a burden that can be. And love is wonderful, and it can sustain you, and it can bring meaning to life when there is none. But it can also be a right pain in the arse. I mean, you've been married for what, 2 weeks? Barely? Even that? Try it for 2 centuries and talk to me again. I mean, again, you found me living in a fucking igloo because I just needed a break from my family. I get it. I really do. And you owe each other love and you owe each other respect, but you can't stop them from worrying. They're just going to do it. But you can, and I say this and I don't want you to go off, and I'm glad you're with us, but can go off, whether that's, like Sin did, or whether that's just having a day out and getting your nails done, or having a drink up or a punch up or whatever you need, or whether it's just walking up to the two of them and telling them to go fuck themselves for a while. All of that is perfectly fine, even if you weren't someone who's died for the sake of the world once, twice, however many times. Even if it's just you're all living and you're running a pottery shop or something somewhere. It's all right to get mad at each other. It's all right to be sick of them worrying about you.
That sounds great.
It doesn't make you a bad person. And it may not be what you're worried about, but I just think it's worth saying. You know, it doesn't make you a bad spouse, and it doesn't make them bad spouses. And you can love each other, for all the world, but sometimes want a world to yourself.
Okay. Ready?
Oh, aye. About that fucking up thing. How
I don't know.
can I still die?
Yes. It's
Alright.
going to make it a lot harder for that to happen.
Notably, not all those abilities go on the mark that you can pass is the part that goes on weapons, not the rest of it.
Got it. Is that like first thing?
Yeah, it's the first part.
Like,
yeah, it's the
list?
first part.
Okay. Oh, so he doesn't get like the immune
Correct.
stuff.
Yeah,
All
correct.
Right.
You don't get the immunity or the con bonus or the rest of those bonuses. Those all stay with you only. The mark can apply to weapons is the first part.
Got it. Okay, in that case, it'd be a little different. I don't think so, but then again, I'm not super good on the religion stuff, so
Actually, that reminds me. Speaking of finding yourself bound to people that maybe you drank a lot during the pledging ceremony, give me just 1 minute. And he kisses his knuckle and goes, "You all right with this, big guy?" And I would cast augury, but I don't have it, so that's all I do.
All right. Yeah. No. The thing that you can imbue it is you may also imbue a chosen weapon with the mark of death, granting it the following abilities. The part that's while branded with this mark, you also gain the following benefits is not something you can pass on.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I was not sure of that. All right. Cool. Does Grubbin get an answer from Marduk?
Nope.
I have any sort of sensation or anything like that?
Nothing.
He is the brother to all, so it's unlikely that he would be upset with any other god's blessing.
Yeah. I guess I'll hold out my gloves. Would that work for this? Because I don't really use weapons.
Well, your hands.
Yeah.
What kind are they?
I mean, he doesn't have brass knuckles or anything. He wears gloves.
Like just regular gloves wouldn't be enough. If they were like gloves that also counted as a weapon or something like that, then it would be fine.
Did we make those brass knuckles that we were going to make a while back? I don't think we ever got around to that.
I do not know.
Oh wait, hey, Zelda.
I was about to say, that can easily be the thing that Valdeth is making, now that I think about it. Because she knew that Drummond was looking for getting that.
I mean, we had time on the ship. I don't know, Sen, I don't know how you feel about us retroactively saying we made them, but
I mean that's why I had that ability check in advance there. So yeah, you can, if you want, you can say that you spent that 29 making a pair of battle gloves for Grummond.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'll say that you actually created a set with a 29. Yeah, no, I could easily justify that. Hang on, Indie Beyond, come to me. My homebrew collection, my homebrew creations.
Just real
this is
quick,
something that I've
one
made
thing
previously.
that Ithram would do as a little bit of prep. You just spend 2 spell slots and attune 2. You cast the immovable object at 6th level on 2 iron spikes.
Okay.
And then attune them to the armory.
Okay.
And pop them in there.
So I'll say that with a 29, you could have made, and using the ruck steel that's around, you could have made a pair of Gloves of Striking +2
Oh.
that are Earth aligned. So in addition to Gloves of Striking, which you can find if you look on D&D Beyond because you're in my campaign.
Yeah.
You have +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with unarmed attacks while wearing these gloves. These leather gloves are reinforced with metal along the fingers and back of the hand, designed to increase the unarmed striking power of anyone who wears them. And I'll say, because they're made with ruck steel, with earth-aligned ruck steel, you ignore... you ignore resistance to bludgeoning damage. They're considered magical. You ignore... They're considered magical, and you do double damage to constructs and objects.
Okay.
They're siege fists.
Yeah, they're siege fists. They're siege gloves of striking.
Okay. I have two.
So we're gonna call you Vi from here on out.
I have two versions of them showing up. One of them is labeled as version 1. The other one does not have a version number. Aside from that, they look identical.
A +2 would be the one that you're looking for. So
yeah, I mean they're both +2. I have two versions of Gloves of Striking +2.
Oh well.
One is version 1. The other one has no version number.
It doesn't matter which one you take.
Okay.
Versionless. Do not be bound by V1.
Yeah. So you do. They're considered magical weapons for purposes of overcoming damage reduction, and also they do double damage to constructs and objects.
Well, shit. I actually already have equipped a pair of Gloves of Striking.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go then.
So Valdeth can use that roll for something else.
I mean, siege gloves of striking are still pretty good if you wanted to use that.
Yeah.
Unless there's something else you wanted to make, Valdeth.
Are your gloves of striking already +2, or this?
Yeah, they're
one?
+2.
Yeah. Well, never mind then. I'll go with the other thing that I was thinking of.
Okay, what was it?
Yeah.
Which was a set of paired bracers, but not for one person. Basically, a left arm bracer for one person and a right arm bracer for the other person. That is meant to be two people standing adjacent, basically.
Okay. In that case, I'll say that you make a pair of shield bracers +2.
Okay.
Which can also be found in D&D Beyond. And they get the +2 for being made of ruck steel, so of the earth-aligned ruck steel. Shield bracers are while holding this bracer, or I should say while wearing this bracer, you have +2 bonus to AC. A bulky bracer designed for defense, this enchanted piece of armor acts as a shield without occupying your hand. Due to its size, only those of significant strength can probably wield this kind of shield to its full effect. A shield is made from wood or metal. Is carried as a blah blah blah. So yeah, it is. It is a large
It's a bracer that acts like a shield without being a shield.
It's a large armored glove. Yes.
Cool.
And actually, it's the text is a little bit weird because the way I had to put it, it's actually it's a +2 on top of the shield bonus, so it's +4 to the AC. To your AC.
And it doesn't take up the hand, so they can do other stuff with it.
Correct.
That will be her wedding gift to hand to Ithrim and Vespia.
Oh, that's really nice. That's great for casters too.
They have to be proficient with shields to use them, so I don't know if Ithrim will make a lot of use of it, and I don't know if Vespia is proficient with shields. But you still get the magic bonus, so.
Don't believe she is.
Ithrim was taught how to use shields by Ariel.
Oh, well, there you go.
Weeks before she died.
Well, as you all, so the gloves.
Thanks
of striking,
for reminding me of my dead friend.
The +2 gloves of striking will work as the thing to put the mark on. So
Yeah. I'm gonna. I think my hands are dirty. I'm gonna spit, and then I'm just gonna sort of take some mud and just sort of draw a little symbol on there.
And as the symbol, the same symbol that is branded on Titania's neck, as you draw it on the back of the gloves, it burns in, forming this dark black scorch mark after it's finished. And you feel your hands get a bit heavier, Drummond, as they are imbued with the mark of death. These weapons are considered a spellcast focus for any of Dagoth's chosen, so not for you. But if it was not already, this weapon is considered magical. This weapon's damage is dealt to the target's maximum hit point total instead of their hit points. This damage can only be reversed by using a 9th level remove curse or a wish spell. And when an enemy is reduced to 0 hit points by this weapon, it can only be restored to life with the wish or true resurrection spells.
Cool. Does that mean if they have already taken damage, I don't chip down on that? I
Correct.
just chip off the back?
You
Okay.
only deal damage to their maximum life, their
Cool.
maximum
All
health
right.
total.
All right, cool.
But
I could take them off if I didn't want to kill somebody.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're on the gloves. That's why you can't put it on your hand.
Yeah. That's
Also,
fair.
you wouldn't want that on your hand.
Yeah. So Grumman kind of looks at him and goes, "Well, now I've got not only gloves made by you, but the hands that wear them made by you. So well done." Because remember, I lost my hands and you grew me some
Yeah.
nails?
And
Yeah,
at
I
that,
remember that.
and at that part,
We've had some fun times, eh?
as the horn indicating the time, the approaching time of conflict has come, we're going to take a quick break. For those of you that are watching, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, grab some food, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Someone just puts an amplifier in the end of that
These are sexual because we're
Oh,
deviants.
okay.
We're back. A dinosaur story.
We're sexual deviants, everyone.
Oh no. They heard that part.
You're horny like a triceratops.
They heard.
They've
They
also
heard.
There we
watched our
go.
stream up to this point. They know.
They heard these are sexual because we're deviants is the first thing back from Ray.
Perfect.
Oh
Great.
boy.
So glad.
Welcome back, everybody. So, the horn of battle calls.
You know what I need.
Yes.
Thank
you.
You're welcome.
It's just like one
I've
like
been summoned.
it's just like it's like it's like the hornblower apprentice has got the turn because it's not a big superhero, and so it's like this really weak like. But
Fill those pipes.
you are all of you except for Ithram are allowed seats around on the raised section around the arena. It has been hastily constructed, sort of scaffolding seating around a relatively dirt, bit of grass but mostly dirt section of the area. Adorned with the colors and the iconography of the Duskreach Legion. And Ithram, you walk through the gates which are closed behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Standing a bit of a ways across the arena is your father, currently looking unarmed. As you walk up
Same.
to, you sort of walk in and end up stopping just shy of 30 feet. It's about 25 feet apart from each other. And the wind kicks up a little bit. Should all be able to see that, I think.
Yeah.
I can see 2 tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why am I hearing
Those are the
things
only 2 that matter.
at the moment? I did let you see Ked's health bar, so you all should see that.
Yes.
Yep, we can see it. Big
can't see
green
entrance.
line.
He looks very healthy.
He's very healthy.
Here, let
He
me.
looks like
I'm
a
also
strong
very
boy.
healthy.
Wow, Nikki.
Have I mentioned that I'm into dads? Have we established that yet?
I mean, Ked hit. I feel like Ked hits several
He's
specific,
on Zaddy level. He's on
Right.
Zaddy level.
like. Dad, also a hobgoblin, also big.
Say less. Say less.
Show, don't tell, is what we're saying.
Animated background looks awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anime
yeah,
best.
yeah.
I love the swaying shadows of the flags. That's
Oh,
rad
that's
as
why I
hell.
can't see anything. Okay.
Like,
Oh, do you not have,
yeah.
No, I
Oh,
don't.
sorry.
It doesn't.
Oh,
It has
okay.
failed me so many times that I've just uninstalled it.
Well, it hasn't failed me yet.
That's good.
But yes, there is an animated background for those of you
Sweet.
that can't see it. Speaking of those of you that can't see it, maybe you can switch over to the stream view.
That's true.
So, Ked sort of looks over at you, smiles. You all notice that his typical meteor hammers are not present. As he just lowers his arms. There's no announcer or anything like that. There is basically no signal that this is about to start, except for some unspoken communication between Ked and Ithram. As Ked holds his arms out, and the ground around him shakes slightly. He holds both arms out, sort of roughly towards just past his shoulders. And in a gout of fire erupting from the ground under one hand, catches what looks to be a very large warhammer, crackling with fire, barely held together, flame erupting out the top of it. and then the ground shakes again, and bursting in a rain of stone and earth from the other, equally large warhammer. This one looks to be made from a large draconic fang for the hammerhead, and is just rigid and tough looking. And a burst of sort of red crystalline light as on his back appears a long dark metal spear. Ithrim, if you'd like to summon out whatever weapons you like to summon out.
Yeah, he is going to, because he got another shield a while ago. It doesn't have anything magical about it. It's just a regular. Wait, did he? Nope, never mind. He doesn't have a shield. He is just gonna pull the Spellblade, the Mage King Spellblade, off of his belt.
I mean, you had a shield, the Mage King shield. I don't know if you ended up using it or not.
No. I believe gave it to Alana. I didn't have the attunement slots for it.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Pulls out the Mage King Spellblade, and you watch as a trio of spiked flail heads kind of unfurl from chains and then kind of materialize at the end as he dumps a 7th level spell slot into the Mage King Spellblade.
From across the from across the distance between you, Cad. You fight until unconscious. Until I decide I've had enough. And you notice that his accent has slipped. You don't know for 100% if it's just your dad in there.
Okay. I'll nod and get into a I'll just start like loosely swinging the flail around.
He says the word he utters to initiate the fight. Gosjana. As he says that, the spear on his back flies up and points and just hovers just above his shoulder, pointing at you. And initiative begins. So let's see who's going first in this. We're not pulling up the initiative tracker because it's just 2 characters.
Yeah.
Let's see who gets to go first. Go ahead and roll initiative.
20.
Oh, it came up on its own. Oh.
I think it's because I clicked my.
Yeah.
Does
case I
have,
needed to
does
put.
have advantage on this, but there's not a way to do that in the character sheet. Nope, going with the 16. Not that it really. All right. And
I mean, it might matter because I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for Gent to reveal himself as the child of the dragon and come and eat everybody here.
Wow. Wow.
I respect the long game.
There's a reference here that I'm.
You know, the dragon that rules over Desolation that everybody has to, you know, fucking pay tribute to or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yes, Azers.
Well.
All right.
Ithrim, it's your turn.
All right. Bonus action. 6th level, a Shardalon Stride.
All right.
So hang on. So that's what that's for. So it should have toggled.
You hit show spell description to.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I mean, I tried to. It didn't do anything, I don't think.
Just got a broken thing.
Yep. All right. Never mind. So it does. Oh, sorry. So I'm casting it at 6th level, so it's 3d6 versus 1d6. But I'm gonna use a meta magic.
So
so
5,
instead of-
5, 6.
So yeah, 16 points. Meta magic to change it to electricity or lightning. So he energy crackles around him. His hair stands up a little bit, like just kind of from static electricity, and then he dashes forward. Gets to there, and then slaps Dad with a booming blade. So I need to make an attack with it.
And also he needs to make a.
Nope.
Oh, no
This-
save.
That 16 damage just happens.
All right.
If
I like
get
the, I
within
like the
5 feet
notion
of him-
that Ithram just like in a blur rushes forward and just stops directly in front of his dad, but the lightning carries past him and just peppers Ked.
Oh, yeah.
20 hit.
20 does hit, yes.
All right. So
Quick point of order. You said you cast a Shardalon Stride at 6th level?
yes.
Shouldn't it be 4d6 damage then? Because it deals an additional 1d6 damage for each slot level above 3rd. So you'd have 4th, 5th, 6th, plus the original 1d6 from the spell itself.
4th, 5th, 6th. Yeah, so that would be so one more d6.
Oh.
Yeah.
one more d6. Okay.
Yeah, my boy's
5
back.
more. Ah, 21.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll change that real quick while it's.
All right, so 20 and 12 force damage there.
Effectively, this should be interpreted as Gent off to the side, still looking entire with his focus entirely still on the clock that he's finishing up, just going, "Yes, kick his ass!"
And then booming blade. So 12 points of force damage with an additional 3d8, or no.
No, you're at high levels now. It's 48.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So
It's the
32
3d8 initially, and then the 48 if he moves.
Yes, that's what it is. So it's 19 plus 12, so 31 points of damage.
Base.
And then he takes an extra 20 if he moves.
Yeah, because as I step away, so it's right here.
So as a reaction, he is going to use the Titan Hammer's Reflect ability. So as you run forward and smash him with the flail, and his head gets knocked to the side, and a little bit of blood just hits the ground. He turns to look at you, and that right eye flares a little bit as the hammer that looks like it's made out of a dragon's tooth flashes, and you take that same amount of damage he just took back as psychic damage. So that
Just
31
the weapon
points.
attack or the combined weapon
The
attack?
full
and boom?
the full amount of damage. So 31 back to you.
Sorry, my internet roboted right as you started to describe what happened, so I'm.
Yeah, there it goes again.
Oh no. Yep.
You
Curses.
take 31 points of psychic damage as his eye and the hammer both flash, and the he still takes the damage, but it's also reflected back at you.
31.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it was 31 from the weapon attack, and then 21 from the lightning.
A question, was it his right eye or his left eye that flashed?
Right.
Okay. Your dad's not Cable, sorry.
All right, Ked's turn.
What is the general vibe from the audience? Like, are people cheering?
Oh yeah, no, they're
yelling,
cheering. They're cheering,
quiet
yelling.
reverence?
They're cheering and yelling. This is a fest. This is the festivities. So on his turn,
There's a regular stomp clap rhythm going on.
Grumman just shouts out, "Oh, what? You're gonna let him beat himself? You're not gonna do it?"
Ked is going to rage. And he is going to choose to go into an unstoppable rage. For the duration of his rage, his speed cannot be reduced. He is immune to the frightened, paralyzed, and stun conditions. He's immune to the frightened, paralyzed, stun condition, and his speed can't be reduced. There's more words there, but it's just repeating that. And as a bonus, as part of the bonus action that he takes to enter his rage, he can move up to half of his speed. Because of the instinctive pounce ability.
Once he moves, he does take an extra 20 thunder damage.
5,
Yes.
10, 15, 20, because its speed is 40. So, yeah, there's that explosion, and it just seems to propel him forward. As he rushes up towards you, hammers in hand and spear following behind.
So he took the 19 points of thunder damage.
Yep.
At 20, the extra 20.
Okay. Or yeah.
He took both sides of the blade.
Okay.
Just ate that shit.
Yep. As expected.
And he is going to go at you. He's going to recklessly attack you, so he's going to take advantage. First swinging with the pyre hammer. Does a 29 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So that crackling, barely contained fire hammer comes over and around from with a right hand swing. So 18 bludgeoning and 23 fire damage.
I missed the bludgeoning.
18 bludgeoning and 23 fire damage. As it wham, and your entire world sort of rings for a second. I need you to.
Can you put the damage in chat because he's missing it? Or they're missing it each time.
Yeah.
Toggle off. 2GM. And I need you to make a. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, 1 second. I need to.
As he uses his thunderous blows ability. Is Dakota frozen? I think so. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
No. Jack, maybe.
Internet poor.
Curses.
They just dropped out of the Roll20.
Oh no.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Well, that's not a good
An 11 is not enough, as you are flung backwards, and he's going to follow along with you. That hammer strike hits, and you are just launched off your feet. He follows up, brings around the other hammer. A 37 to hit with the Titan hammer.
Yep, definitely hits.
And that's 23 plus
29.
6. So 29 points of bludgeoning damage. as the second hammer rocks you, and you move it, and this time you're moved another 5 feet, and you make another strength saving throw. 10. Yeah, and this time when you slide away, he doesn't follow you, but you are knocked prone. As you are just, as that first hammer comes around, boom, follows up, second hammer, boom, and again, you leave the ground. You didn't actually really fully touch the ground before the second hammer hit you, as you go flying back another 5 feet and land on your back. And you can see, even as your father is very clearly raging, like his muscles are all taut, like it's almost like they're straining against his skin. But even while he is pumped up, his face is perfectly calm.
All right.
And it's your turn.
All right. Cool. So, I'm on my back. You just see him kind of whips the flail around, and as he does that, he's going to cast Steel Wind Strike. Right behind. Let's see, and he's gonna show up right here. So for 33 points of force damage.
All right. As he takes that, he's going to use his reaction to use the Cold Tears Retaliation. As Gosiana spins and stabs at you of its own mind. Or Goyasana, I should say. This is not an advantage, but also you have advantage on your attack. Well, not that matters.
You could crit.
I mean, Steel Wind Strike. Steel Wind Strike an attack roll?
No, that just hits.
No, you have to make a melee spell attack against each creature.
Yeah,
each target.
so you would have advantage against for the one strike you get.
30.
Yeah, so yeah, you hit. So 33 points of force damage.
And 11 points of lightning damage.
And if that 23 hits, you get 17 piercing, 10 radiant.
It does not because shield.
All right, so yeah, so the actual shield or the spell shield?
Nope. Lost Dakota again.
Dakota is fighting against both their father and their internet. Okay. So yeah, you throw up the actual shield and sort of channel that spell through it, and it catches the spear before it actually stabs into you. So he takes 33 points of force damage and 11 from the stride. Anything else?
And then yeah. Yeah, he's gonna pop back over to here.
All right. All right. Okay. So, with you being that far away, there's a slight smirk that comes across Ked's face. And he just raises one of the hammers and points it at you. And as he does, Gosayana points at you and there is a spark of light from the tip of the spear, and a 5-foot wide, 60-foot long beam of light erupts from the tip of the spear at you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
As you're being sunbeamed by the spear.
Yes.
25.
A 25 is a success. So you take half damage and aren't blinded. So that's not the correct DC, but it doesn't show up properly on an NPC. So that's 15 points of radiant damage as this beam of light just laser beams through you, drawing a line on the ground from the spear. And
Thank you, Zoom, for telling me the obvious.
oh,
is Zoom telling you your internet's unstable?
Yeah.
It's so helpful like that, you know. Not like I didn't notice.
Yeah. Just here and there a little bit.
all right. Yeah, that's all he's doing. He's gonna make you come back to him.
He acts like Ither needs to come to him to deal damage.
My turn?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, all right. He's going to start spinning the flail, and you'll see some. Everybody will see some energy gathering up, and then he's gonna fling it straight up, and you watch as a dozen or so lights fly.
Oh no.
Is there an open arena, or is it?
Yeah, it's an
covered?
open. Yeah, it's open.
So it flies up like fireworks, and then as he casts Valar's Arcane Bombardment at... Oops, wrong one. That was just to show the description. There we go.
Deck save. It's a deck save.
Yeah, it is. He only has to make one though, because yeah.
So let's see. It's all going to be lightning as well, because Ithram has a type. He has an aesthetic he has to fit.
What level are you casting it at? All right,
8 is add.
what? So
8.
just as a point of order, just in case you might want to spend a lower level spell, he's only going to take one instance of the damage, even if you overlap the bombardments. 'Cause that's the way these kinds of spells work.
Oh, then not. Let's see.
Yeah, it's basically you're choosing what the area is, and then everyone in the area makes one save.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Meteor Swarm would be even more broken than it already is.
Never mind. What he's gonna do is he's gonna still fling that energy up, and he's gonna fling it right up in front to about right here.
All right.
And it coalesces into a little like
Into a little what?
well, he's gonna cast Gravity Sinkhole.
Oh, okay. Okay. There we go.
So there's that.
All right.
So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Roll a 16.
All right. DC's 19, so it takes 31 points of force damage.
Yep.
And he's pulled 15 feet, or yeah, he's pulled to the center.
Yep. He is pulled to the center.
And it was 15 feet up, so he takes 10 feet of fall damage. just cause.
Sorry, what?
pulled him up into the air. I don't have to target the ground.
Yeah,
right.
no.
Yeah, he yanked him up off the ground.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
So he
jumped
I
him.
didn't erase. I didn't erase.
Good
yank.
job, Ithram.
Yeah.
Getting weird.
Now, if only there was a big, deep hole in the middle of the map,
Right.
right?
Wait. Put Scuzz in the middle. Scuzz opens his mouth. Eat him. I'll eat him for you.
Yeah.
Nikki,
Another
we already
five.
know you don't have to. You don't have to make your.
It's different character, different people, Jack, different mindsets.
Though the
when that-
garbage can mouth would help.
So yeah, when that happened, there was just like like all the small rocks and dust and stuff got pulled with Ted
yeah.
along with it. So there was just like a little mini black hole vacuum for a second.
And he lands.
All right.
He does take half damage from the fall damage because he's raging.
Yeah. Yeah. That one was just to show that he can be
Oh,
pulled around too.
sorry. Add 8 points of damage to that you've already taken because I forgot to add the +4 from his rage damage.
Okay.
All right. Though, even though he falls, he isn't knocked prone because he has Stance of the Mountain, which means he can't be knocked prone while raging unless he becomes unconscious. All right. Well, we can do that.
He just lands and the legs bend a little bit and dust kicks up.
And there's a crack in the ground underneath him.
There was a slightly smaller crack. That was his knees.
So he raises the Titan Hammer and slams it into the ground to cast Earthquake.
Oh boy.
All right.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
As the rest of you outside watch as only the inside of the arena erupts as the ground explodes. 25 is a success.
25.
All right, now make a Dexterity saving throw.
17.
17 fails.
He's doing it to you. The hole in the ground.
I have an inspiration.
Yeah!
I will use it.
All right, so flat roll.
Yep.
Do it. Do it.
17.
17 still fails. Yep.
I mean, technically, the only reason we aren't in there with him is because it's a one-on-one fight. Could he theoretically saving face off of us in the crowd?
Nah.
If he wanted to.
Nah. Well, no. You guys
Yes, I
aren't close
could.
enough. You still have to be within 30 feet.
Okay. I was gonna ask if Vespia could give him an inspiration.
I just used one inspiration, so.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, no, the ground rips up and you just fall into a fissure.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's a fish or
Fissure. So
You know, the mustelid.
let's see. You are knocked prone
Thank
and
you.
buried in the rubble, along with taking 5d6 bludgeoning damage.
I'm slightly loopy.
It's
The best kind of loop.
it's great.
So you take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Are the majority of the people on this call sick right now and dealing with medicine?
Oh, I'm not sick. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
So you are prone and pinned under rubble that will require a strength save, a strength check to get out of.
Good thing I'm at full strength.
Hey-oh.
It's your turn.
My turn?
Yep.
All right. Let's see.
Those of you in the stands, yeah, no, the ground just shook a lot as this entire arena erupted.
Oh, cool.
Well
I
done,
know
Ethereum, you've got him on the ropes.
Oh, no, I
Sorry,
know
what?
that spell.
Oh,
I
dear.
know that spell.
And shut up.
I thought that was him.
For those, of
Pay
you that,
attention.
for those of you that were paying attention, yeah, Ken just hit the ground hard enough to cause an earthquake.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I still? How deep down into this am I?
You are.
It's like she doesn't even want the presents. Mhm.
1d10 times 10 feet deep.
Ah. So roll me a
Oh, cool.
d10.
All
Yeah.
right, let's do this. Boom, 10 feet.
Hey!
Okay, yeah. So you're under 10 feet of rubble.
All right. This is as cinematic as anything else. So he's gonna reach down into his pouch, and pull out one of those adamantine fingers, and cast invulnerability on himself and claw his way out.
Okay. Well, make a
Unless
strength.
that's gonna be separate.
I mean, it's still a strength. So yeah, it's still a strength saving, athletics check to get out of the rubble.
Okay.
Even
And
while
it does take an action, so I think invulnerability also takes an action to cast.
yeah.
Does.
Yeah.
So then.
And for what it's worth, you know he has the mark of war.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then yeah. Let's see.
His is
You could
different
just
from
teleport out.
his mark is different from yours, but you don't know if it also gives him the ability to punch through your
This
invulnerability.
is true. This is true.
I feel like for balance reasons, the Mark of War should be like, you can bypass the spell invulnerability, but only if you use your teeth or something like that.
So you would want me to
Yeah,
make it so that
he's-
Ithram has to bite Ternalia to do damage to him?
Oh
Eh.
boy.
That's
I
fine.
got spells to make that viable. Then actually, yeah, no. He's still buried. He's going to meta magic, change the element of the spell, but going to do a quick burst. Just you see a little burst of lightning pop out and coalesce right above his head as I cast and immediately release concentration on delayed blast fireball. It's going to be electricity, lightning. So where did that go? So many spells. And
I
of
think
course,
if I
it didn't-
ever made
it's-
a fairy monk, they would just attack. Their unarmed attack would be just bites, just like a pixie.
It's just
Chomping
constant.
on, like a swarm
Gnashing
of
of teeth.
piranhas. Yeah, yeah.
so-
Your monk goes through, does a flurry of bites.
Mm.
Someone's like, fuck, I'm attacked by mosquitoes.
reason. Delayed blast fireball isn't in my thing, but I will 12d6. 39. That's oof.
A lot of ones.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, dexterity saving throw.
Correct.
He has, he can see it coming because it's delayed blast fireball. So he does get his,
Danger sense.
danger sense. Right.
Mm-hmm.
His dexterity save is one of his weaker saves.
Like father, like son.
19.
Ah,
Look,
19.
when you're built the way he is, moving swiftly and agilely isn't easy.
So he takes half damage.
All right. So
And
that,
I'm still in a hole.
that would be 20. That would be 19. 19 points of damage. All right, his turn. As he starts to walk towards you, the Titan hammer glows, and he just begins to burrow through the ground. Because you being under rubble doesn't stop him. As he burrows down towards you. And
he's gonna throw me into the sky.
like you're trying to get free of the stone, and all of a sudden your dad's there with an uppercut from a hammer. You are
This is the
prone,
big
so he
brain
has.
move of having him get me out of this hole.
You're prone, so he has advantage. 36 from the Titan Hammer. For 30 bludgeoning
30.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Pyre Hammer. 37 from the Pyre Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
17 bludgeoning and 17 fire.
34.
Yeah.
And then as a bonus action, he's going to hit you with the spear.
Does that come with 10 feet of push to get him out of the rubble?
No. I mean, it's pushing him each hit, but the rubble's keeping him down, so.
Just going sideways. It's not going
You're-
up. or
He's
down.
juggling you against the rubble, basically.
He kind of popped up before me, and then he's just beating into the rock now.
he's just drumming. 35
Rubble
on the
juggler
spear.
is the insane amount of passing cover band.
For 11 piercing and 4 radiant.
All right.
So. Alright, that's his turn.
I could
All
cheat.
right.
Don't do that.
He wouldn't even notice it was me casting it.
Yeah, but he'd be upset when he found out you did.
All right. So. Prone.
You don't need to interfere. This is every father's just deepest wish to see your son married and to get to just beat the ever-loving crap out of him, and all on the same day.
You're mistaking fathers with my uncle.
No, he keeps trying to interrupt your marriage.
Tensor's transformation.
Okay.
Just kind of swells up a little bit. And so gonna drop a Chardalon stride for Tensor's transformation. That's an action. So, yep.
Alright.
I
And so
don't have any. A Chardalon stride is my bonus action spell.
Yep, so you swole up. Ked's turn.
Mm-hmm.
He sees you doing something. He's just gonna wait. He skips his turn. Go.
All right. Advantage on strength checks. Not that it's really gonna matter. I'm gonna try to stand up and get out of this rubble.
So strength. So athletics check with advantage.
Athletics. That's even worse than my strength save. Actually, no, it's actually better because it's a positive number. Still not enough.
15.
Yeah,
No, you're.
with his strength reduced, he almost can't get out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start struggling with the tensors in you. Don't think you're gonna be able to get out.
Ooh.
Your only option is to teleport.
Well, I
You
just
can't-
gave that
You
up.
can't, you can't do because he's in tensors. All right. As you struggle, but you're unable to get free.
You gotta stop standing on the fucking rock, Dad.
Cad looks down. All right then. I'm satisfied. As he lets go of the hammers and both of them disappear. He reaches down and he's going to make an athletics check to unbury you. He's still raging, so.
I'm a heavy boy.
With a 28.
29. Are you 29 athletics check heavy?
No.
With a 28.
Not if he gets off this fucking rock.
He puts his hand down through the rubble, grabs you, elbows the rubble off of you as he pulls you back up with one arm, and sets you on your feet. And then with his other hand, He reaches over, dusts some of the rubble off your shoulder, and puts his hand on the side of your face. You fought well. Now, before that spell wears off, give me your best shot, please.
All right then. Then yeah, he's gonna hit it with the
Best shot.
yeah, hit him with his best shot. Just
Fire away.
yeah, it's the Mage King's blade is already as good as it's gonna get. So 29.
Hits.
Oh, Tensor's transformation did shit, but
Actually,
still-
he's not moving. He's actually gonna accept and eat a crit. So roll your damage twice. Don't roll your damage dice twice. So minus
So
5.
That's
minus
33
8,
and
Eight.
13.
minus 3. How much is that?
oh, so
33 and
let's see.
13 is going to be 46.
What does this attack look like, Ithram? I'm just trying to.
It's I mean a lot of how he fights with the flail is it's almost always in constant motion when he's standing up, so it's just kind of like a big uppercut, like a from right to left uppercut
Cool.
with
Thanks.
it.
All right. So you.
I mean, I'd like to say that it probably doesn't look like much considering they're still in a pit 10 feet below ground level.
Yeah.
You are all.
It's like a puff of dust.
You're all
See
looking
the
down
top of
though.
the mace.
You're all looking down from the top of the wall.
okay.
So
All right.
he takes it, looks down, wipes his mouth, nods for a second, and then is going to do a reckless attack unarmed strike at your face.
Do it while I still have 50 temporary hit points.
Throw an arm around Scuzz's shoulder and go, I can't wait for your wedding someday.
I'm probably never getting married, to be completely honest.
Oh, that's all right too.
But
30
we can have a wedding for the dogs.
32 to hit.
Definitely hits.
For 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
Woo!
All right.
As he just BAM! Give you one last good punch. And as he socks you, he catches you with the shoulders with both hands and then brings you into a hug,
Give him a hug back.
which signals the end of the fight as the legion around you begin to throw up cheers.
Grumman is on his feet applauding.
This is a weird wedding
Scuzz-
ritual.
Scuzz throws half of the flowers.
Roll D100s, cuz.
I've seen
Ah,
weirder.
sweet.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind this kind of thing.
How do you do it in Terminalia?
You mean Everstone or Taram?
Taram, sorry.
So, as you're having that conversation, Scuzz, you throw the flowers in the air. One hobgoblin.
Half of them.
As you throw half the flowers in the air, one hobgoblin up to the guy goes, no. As this massive, like, pterodactyl-looking thing, just, you hear a call instantly, and it's coming down. It's only coming down for a half a second before Ithram's mom looks up, holds a hand up, and like a column of lava and fire just engulfs it mid-strike. And there is just a roasted pterodactyl that hits the ground next to Ken and Ithram.
I would clap if I could. That's amazing.
Grumman leans over to Skaz and says, I've still seen nastier scraps for the bouquet.
Me too.
Just searing meat next to Ithram and Ken.
Hey, look, it's the appetizer.
Ked, Ked turns Ithram around out of the hug and holds his arm up. Well then, my son is on the right to wed. Let us get the newlyweds put together and some food in both of our stomachs. And the procession proceeds. So.
I need to make a con save because I dropped concentration.
Make con save.
Ithram
27.
passes out.
Meanwhile, Gent goes, "Oh, there's that bloody sprocket." Okay.
So Ithram is cleaned up from the fight, as is Ked. Congratulations, you brought Ked down to almost half health.
Congratulations, he brought me down to 7.
Do you want to heal?
No, he's gonna walk it off for now. Until
Sonia, please heal him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna need it later.
this isn't a new limp.
I'll do a heal at 8th level. You have 90 hit points.
90 hit points. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll do a first level one.
Appreciated both of you.
8 more.
Yay.
The both Vespia and Ithram are cleaned up and put in whatever outfits you would like to be for your wedding. And sat down basically at the head of a table. On the table, in the process of y'all getting cleaned up, just a massive spread of food has been put down. You see, it's all being. This entire event is being catered by elementals that have been bound to the service of Avira, who is putting down, food. They're food and drink and the like. On Ithram's side of the head of the table is Ked. On Vespia's side is Avira. Ked looks to Ithram as you're sitting down. So tradition would dictate that I would do the ceremony, but I understand you're traveling with a few people who could do it. If you would prefer.
Yeah.
I would. Well, turns to Vespia.
I'm fine with your father doing
Hang on.
Does that mean not fine with anyone else, or?
No, she's fine with whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't see Drummond getting ready to try it.
He doesn't see it, but he does look over, and then he sees, and he goes, "We'll have him officiate another wedding." Wait, he hasn't officiated a wedding yet.
No, he didn't.
No,
he
I
didn't
wasn't a
do
cleric
it
for the last one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No.
It was
He
on
literally
the-
became a
I
cleric
got
to
it.
do weddings.
I got ordained on their honeymoon.
Right.
Ithram, Vespia will whisper, is there any way they can both do it?
Yes. Father, if you would show Brahman through the steps.
I can do this.
That's probably not a bad idea, because I'll be frank, I haven't got much of an idea of what I'm doing. I talked to the fellas down at the pit, and they said,
It's very simple. Come here.
all right.
He holds up he stands. The entire legion stands with him. Ithram, you and Vespia are not expected to stand. He holds up a goblet, hands one over to Drummond, holds it up, and sort of like, Makes a big show of showing you how to hold it, even though Ithram, it doesn't matter.
Point of order. I feel like Gent, still working on the timepiece, does not stand up with everyone else, and Valdeth has to like bodily grab.
Oh
him by
yeah,
the
no,
collar and hold
very
him.
much so. Gent's got the visor down and like one of the telescope eyes in, and
Yeah,
he's
he's
looking
a-
at one of the pieces of
It's
engraving that he's.
happening.
And yeah, so Valdeth just grabs him by the collar and lifts him to his feet.
He stands up, does not stop working.
Ken holds up the mug. In battle, there are only two certainties: death or victory. This is true of life as well as it is true of battle. Galtier knows this to be true. And so, in life and in battle, he sees to give us allies, partners, comrades, who will fill in the gaps of our skills, whose strength will supplement our own. And in the two of you, he sees people who can supplement each other well. May you ever find glory in all your pursuits. And he toasts the mug and looks down at Grummond. Pretty much it. And drinks.
Yep.
The entire Legion raises their mug with him as one.
Grumman drinks as well. I'm casting ceremony out.
There you go. Yeah. So
You are mowaged.
you are mowaged.
You get a +2 bonus to your AC for the next week.
So long as you're within a certain distance of each
Enjoy.
other.
Mazel tov.
And there is celebration. Anyone who would like to present? Anyone that would like to? Actually, the first thing that happens as everyone sits back down, Avira pulls out a box and slides it over towards Vespia. A present, something that was gifted to me by Ked's mother, and so I pass it to you. Hopefully, don't need it.
Yeah, many happy returns.
Yes, we very cautiously will open it.
Inside is a very well-kept sort of silk pillow, atop which is sitting a single feather of a phoenix. Ked's mother was a much more skilled conjurer than I am. I have yet to be able to pull a phoenix, but its feather has restorative properties. If you apply it to the fallen, they will be reborn. Ked has not needed it yet, so might as well pass it along.
Thank you.
He nods. The rest of you, if anyone would like to give gifts.
Scuzz walks forward.
Oh, okay.
Scuzz walks forward with all the half flowers and sets them in Vespia's lap. And it's just like, beautiful flowers for a beautiful bride. If you want to throw them, you can. And I will kill any of the velociraptors that tried to attack you when you do so.
Pteranodons.
Thank you, Sky.
Skyraptors.
I will destroy the skyraptors.
Will you help me put these in my hair?
Yes. Scuzz like picks up like a handful and immediately goes to braiding your hair. He's again very dexterous fingers, so like it takes like maybe 5 minutes, and suddenly Vespia's got like full braided hair with like flowers beautifully crowned and like draped in it. Very, very, very pretty.
Gent, who has been on his feet this whole time, finally kind of like pulls his hands back, flips a very small lever with that sort of, is this going to explode expression on his face? And it doesn't. And there's kind of a whirring, clicking sound as the hands start to go around. Excellent, just in time. And he'll bring, it's It's kind of it's more like a centerpiece than a wall hanger. With a one large clock face kind of at an angle, and then 3 others in an arc closer down around the base. And the entire thing is engraved and decorated with aspects of dragons in the astral plane. And he brings it over. It never hurts, I find, to at least have something to look at in case the angle of the sun is difficult to calculate. And he'll sort of flip open a back latch, and there are small wheels that you can turn if you need to set it for something. One for wherever you're at. I have these set for Taram / here, and then for Everstone and Swiggle, since that's probably 3 of the places that your friends are most likely to be at any given moment, no matter where you're at. So, I hope it finds use in whatever home you've conjured.
Appreciate it. This is a fine gift.
I missed most of your fight. I apologize.
It was he's still bruised.
We about to
he
click
just
it.
kind of does
Right,
a slight
yeah.
gesture.
Right, yeah.
Valdeth will step up after that, holding these 2 like large ornate bracers, one of which is carved with similarly very much carved with coiling dragons around the outside of one, and the limitless stars of the astral sea into the other. And she just sort of offers them out. These are in Everstone, it is a popular popular statement that the shield wall never breaks if those in it are closest to each other. And these bracers are a symbol of that. They're protective, although, well, I think Ithram can get plenty of use out of it. I think Vespia, if he wants to use it practically, you need a little bit of training. But it's still ceremonial as well. And she sort of indicates how the 2 shields can latch together to form basically a larger shield wall when the 2 of you are standing adjacent to each other.
I'd say that you can put them together to make a proper shield, or separate them out as 2 different shields, basically.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Val.
Ked is openly crying. He does not do the "I'm trying to hide it" either. He's just tears and a happy
Why hide it?
tears and a happy smile. What does he lose from people seeing him cry?
Yeah.
He's still the biggest badass in the desert. Yeah.
Everyone here just saw him create an earthquake with a hammer. Like,
And yeah, they are bracers that also act as +2 shields, which means you don't have to. You still have a hand free while you're using it.
Awesome.
this also means it's better than the shield that you have. They are very heavy. I feel like you probably won't be able to get the most use out of it until your strength returns, Ithram, but
Yeah. He kind of
Sturdy construction.
Yeah, Vespia, hold a hand up. Not yet.
Tanya?
Thank you, though.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you made the land more bountiful for the next
Yeah,
long.
that's kind
that's
of
good.
Year.
the only thing she could do, and she's not really able to give like a good speech on I hope you have a great marriage. Please don't let it collapse like I'm slightly ours almost did. That's not a good thing you want to say. That's the only thing she can think of. So no, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh,
All right. Grummond?
Grumman steps up and has a a hastily wrapped object that is very clearly a bottle. And holds it out and smiles and says, ever since the two of you laid eyes on each other, it's been absolutely clear that Vespia has known what she wanted, and Ithrim couldn't see a fucking thing if it was right in front of him, which it was. And I'm just so goddamn glad that he finally woke up, lad, and that the two of you found each other here at what might be the end of all days. But it doesn't matter how much time we have left. It matters that you have each other. This is a bottle of brandy from Swiggle, made from the finest of pears that grow on the slopes outside of town. And I know, because I picked them myself back before my wife and I were married. And we laid down these bottles and we've been drinking them over the centuries, and this is one of the last ones I've got left. I thought I'd save it for something worth celebrating, and you two are damn sure worth celebrating. It's got notes of sweetness, like Ithram has when he thinks no one's paying attention. And it's strong as hell, like a Vespia when she's looking after the people she loves. Congratulations to both of you. I love you both very much, and I know you love each other a hell of a lot more than that. And he turns away and says, okay, I've got, and I got glasses. And he reaches into a pocket, he pulls out 2 tumblers, but he's just like, yeah, here, I didn't wrap them. I don't have any paper.
Vespia will give Grumman a hug.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, clasp him on the shoulder. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
and if you choose to have kids and you need a babysitter, don't ask me.
Ked, like, after Grummond disentangles himself, Ked hooks Grummond into, like, a side hug, and the two of them remain the crying fathers at the wedding.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like both sobbing into each other's shoulders. Neither of us hiding it.
No, not at all. All right. With happy tears and thoughtful gifts, you spend the rest of the evening enjoying the festivities of a wedding. A Desolation wedding, which, even though the festivities were meant for the week long, since you only did the one night, they are trying to cram as much of it into one day as they can.
Concentrated.
Yeah, it's concentrate it all down right after the fight.
Much like this fine alcohol just handed to us, distilled into one night.
Exactly. And so begins, and eventually ends, a Desolation wedding. And that'll be where we end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Good